This is the help video for Access Chapter 2, Pause and Practice number 3. In this movie, we're going to do steps 1 through 9. Yeah, 1 through 9. So in this section, we're going to add a second table. So that table is going to be built from this service history data file. So if you did not download that, download it at this point, and we're going to use it. So on the left, I have the instructions from the SimNet SimBook. On the right, I have our current database with, right now, only the equipment table. So I have that all open and enabled, and now we're going to begin with this table design, step number 4. So we're going to go into create a table with table design. So we get to that design screen that we worked on in the last chapter, or in the last pause and practice, and we're going to actually just start typing in service ID, tab, it's going to be short text, tab, unique ID number for the service request. Now, this is going to be our primary key, meaning that it's going to be a unique and identifiable piece of information. So while I'm on here, I want to come up to the ribbon and just click on that primary key. It's a toggle. It turns it on and off. We want to make sure it's on and that we have the little key next to service ID. So then we're going to type in the rest of this. So service date, tab, that's a date time, tab, date service was completed, service type, short text, service type. We're going to put description, performed by, short text 1, FK equipment ID, that's a short text, must match an equipment ID value in the equipment table. This is the foreign key. So what the heck does that mean, foreign key? So what a foreign key is the duplication of a piece of data in a table that is a primary key in another table. So if we think about our equipment table here, equipment ID, which identifies each unique piece of equipment, is the primary key. So what we're repeating here is that equipment ID, and it becomes the foreign key. So it becomes the path or the connector between this new table that I'm adding and the equipment. So this is going to be the service history table, and I'm going to be able to link it to whatever service was performed on that equipment. And so this is one of the concepts of relational databases. So the next one is odometer reading. That's a number. Hours is also a number. The last one is total cost. Notice how all these are together, and it's a currency. So that's a special type of number that is understands that it is currency, or that it's numeric, that it is a monetary value, and what that monetary value is based on what your system is. So this is U.S. currency, so it's going to be dollars and cents. We don't have anything in our currency system that's less than a penny, so it's going to round appropriately for our currency system. So then that's it. We've got all of those in. We're going to save, and we're going to save it as service history all together. So now we have a second table called service history. So now what we want to do is work with the field properties on this, right? So service ID, that's our primary key. We're going to change that size to 6, and required should already be yes because it's a primary key. We're going to come down here to service date, And what are we going to do for service date? So the format, we're going to use the down arrow. We're going to pick general date. We're going to make it required. Service type is going to be 15. Notice we only have to make these field size changes for ones that are short text. And it's required. Double click on that. Description, we're going to leave it 255, but we're going to make it required. Performed by is going to be 3, and it is a required field. The foreign key equipment ID is going to be 5, and it's going to be required. Odometer reading, nothing. Hours, nothing. Total cost, it's already currency, but we're going to make it required. I'm then going to do a save. So those are saved. Now we have one thing last to do, and that's on the service type. We're going to make that a lookup field. So we're going to come over here, down arrow, lookup wizard. Let's see, are we looking it up? We're going to type it in. So we're going to click type in. We're going to get this screen, and we're going to type these in. Maintenance, down arrow. Repair, down arrow. Inspection, down arrow. So maintenance, repair, inspection. Those are the 3 service types. Next, we want to limit it to list and finish. So now we have our table set up. I'm going to close out, and we now have 2 tables. In the next movie, we're going to look at relationships and explain about that. All right, thank you.